I grew this YouTube channel from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in the first 60 days, with the first video getting 270,000 views and closing $45,000 deals from that first video.
I know for a fact we closed a $45,000 deal, and that CEO is actually connected to a private equity firm. He's an investor over there, really large firm.
And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we grew this channel, the full strategy, what we did step by step for each video, so that you can take it and copy it for your own channel in whichever niche that you're in. So first, to walk through the dashboard of the results, you can see here, we started working with this channel here. This was that first video that got 270,000 views and went on to close $45,000 deals for the company that it was for. And this was the first video here. You can see it's currently sitting at 275,000 views, still getting hundreds of views per day. We recently actually doubled down on this video with this video here, which is getting over 500 views per day. So now I'm actually going to go to their channel and break down the strategy. So first is an important prerequisite. This was for a company which had a great product. They are a sales platform that basically connects sales reps with business owners. So think Uber, but for businesses, connecting them with salespeople. So they already had a very good product that was proven to have customers, have demand, and it was proven to be a good product. And that is how we were able to close the $45,000 deals. This $45,000 deals, they weren't from ad revenue or sponsorships or affiliate deals. It was from actually getting high ticket clients from the videos. So what these videos did is they attracted the right people to the channel, and then the videos, because it's video content, it builds trust, it shows credibility and shows off the product well as well in this case, and that allows us to convert at a high rate. But without that product in place on the back end, those dollars wouldn't be made. So I don't want to pretend like those dollars came out of thin air. You need to have a validated product, preferably high ticket as well, because then you can ROI from YouTube faster in order to actually get these sales and deals. That said, if you don't, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't use this strategy. If you don't have a product yourself, you can partner with somebody who does. So you could partner with a software company that has a very validated product, and you can become a high affiliate for them, right? And then you can make these YouTube videos, and if you get 50% commission, you can be very, very profitable with that. A lot of the channels that we run for software companies make millions of dollars per year. Like one of them's Instantly.ai, for example. They make millions of dollars per year from YouTube, and having 50% in that ain't too bad. If you're a business, you can use this strategy and you have a validated product, you can use this strategy. But also if you don't, and you're just somebody who wants to make money with YouTube, if you're smart about it, you can definitely still use this strategy and use it to make a lot of money. So keep watching, because I'm going to break down everything here. Now let's take a look at their channel. This was what the channel looked like before we started working with them. Terrible titles, terrible thumbnails. Anybody can tell that this would never succeed on YouTube. So the videos were getting 1K views, but this was because this was coming from external traffic from it being embedded on their website. But you can see straight away from the first video we posted for them, 275,000 views. Next video we posted for them, 120,000 views. Next video we posted for them, 160,000 views. So back to back to back from the get-go, they got videos with over 100,000 views. That isn't luck. That is from a specific strategy and a specific system that we used that I'm going to go over in 1 second. Now you can see also these other videos here did get less views, but that was because these were more niche. The purpose of these videos served a different purpose, and they were much more about building trust and giving very specific value, not reaching mass market attention. On a YouTube channel, you're going to have top of funnel videos, which are going to be your broader videos that reach the total addressable market of the niche. You're going to have your more middle of funnel videos, which are still videos that can perform well in the algorithm and still have good reach considering the size of your niche. But these videos are much more about giving that specific educational value, building trust, building credibility, rather than reaching the entire market. And then you have your bottom of funnel videos, which are often very specific. These videos aren't geared towards getting views and growing the channel, but they are geared towards converting the existing audience that you have built through the top of funnel content and partially through the middle of funnel content. Examples of this type of content would be client case study interviews or day in the life vlogs behind the scenes where you're in person with clients and just showing what it's like to work with you directly, which really pushes people over the line. And you can see on this channel here, there are a mixture of those videos. We have our top of funnel ones, like the speedrunning ones, which also act well as middle of funnel because they show so much credibility. But then we have our bottom of funnel ones, like if your leads keep hanging up on you, do this, which is a very specific problem. And 5,000 views around that very specific problem attracted a lot of high quality leads. So the YouTube channel is this whole sales funnel and this spider web where you're capturing different people at different stages and you're taking them through this journey to take them from cold, not knowing you, top of funnel, all the way to sold, right at the bottom of the funnel, where they would then go on to your website, book a call, and go through that sales process that you already have in place. So let's get into the juicy stuff. How did we actually come up with this video idea and produce this video end to end? And more importantly, how do we know it was going to succeed before we even made the video? Because we did. Now, something really important to understand with YouTube is that it is a winner-take-all platform. When somebody goes to the YouTube home feed, they are presented with 20 plus different videos to click on, and only one of those videos gets clicked on and the rest lose. It is a zero-sum game. One wins, the rest lose. So with that in mind, your title and thumbnail, which is basically the video idea, is the most important part, because if your video doesn't win this zero-sum game consistently over your competition being the people that YouTube is making your video compete with on the YouTube home feed for your target viewer, if you don't consistently win, then it doesn't even matter how good your video is. You are not going to get views and you are not going to rise to the top of the niche, which is where most of the money is made, because YouTube is a winner-take-all platform, and in a given niche, top channels get 80% plus of the attention, whilst all the other channels feed for the scraps of the bottom 20%. So this is why the title and thumbnail, which is essentially the video idea, is the most important part of the entire video. Because if nobody's interested in your video, or if nobody's interested in your video more than all of the other videos they're being shown, then your video is not going to get any views. So how do we actually come up with good video ideas? Now, what most businesses do and most experts do is they will just use their intuition and their knowledge of their target market to come up with the video ideas. They'll think, what do my target market want a video on? And with their knowledge of that, they'll make a video around a problem their target market has, maybe use AI to help with the titles, or use a tool like 1 of 10, TubeBuddy, vidIQ to understand how to make that a good YouTube title, or they'll just go off whatever YouTube titles they've seen, when they've been scrolling YouTube and seen work well, and they'll model it off of that. Now, the problem with that is that you are operating with a very limited amount of information of what people are actually resonating with on YouTube right now. Because the thing is, on YouTube, certain things just work. Certain title formats just work. Certain thumbnail styles just work. And you need to know this because you're making assumptions based on limited information. You're making assumptions based on what you know your target market resonates with off of ads, off of LinkedIn, off of cold email, or what you're speaking to them about on sales calls. But the way they operate on YouTube and behave on YouTube is completely different. Let me show you exactly what I mean, and that will prove the importance of actually seeking out these title formats and thumbnail styles through YouTube research. Now, at our company, we do hundreds of hours of YouTube research a week. And because of that, we're able to identify every single thing that's working across the entire platform in every niche you can imagine. We have full-time researchers in niches all across YouTube, from entertainment to all the niches in education like Facebook ads, cold email, lead generation, retirement specialists, landing pages, sales, literally every niche you can imagine. And that gives us complete visibility over YouTube. And one of the formats that we found was working really, really well at the time when we started with this channel was this format in a completely different niche, which is the dropshipping niche, one of the niches that we research and monitor. And the video that we found in this niche at the time was this video here, speedrunning an entire Shopify store, brackets, I show everything. And when we found this video, we cross-referenced it across our database, which has millions and millions of data points on it because of all the YouTube research that we do. And we saw that this was actually a common title pattern / title format that was working across multiple niches, not just this one. And it was even working in niches like the gaming niche. This channel specifically built his entire channel around this format where he would speedrun certain games like speedrunning cars. Or this channel here, which did the craziest speedrun I've ever seen. And you can see the pattern across all of these videos. They're all using speedrun. They even have this timer in the corner, etc. Right? So not only was it working in educational niches, and it was proven to resonate with that type of audience where it's people who are looking to make money, etc. But it was also proven to resonate, this word speedrun, with an even broader market, an entertainment market, right? And it proven to work very, very well for this market. So because we identified this through YouTube research and through actually spending the time to seek out these title formats and thumbnail styles, and then also through interpreting that and understanding why the video actually did well, which was because of this speedrunning word, which is a unique word, and it's also very clear what is meant by that, right? You are going from scratch as fast as possible, from 0 to a certain outcome as fast as possible. And then also this raw nature to the video of brackets, I show everything, which implies that I'm going to go from this point to this point that you want to get to, that you target viewer want to get to, and I'm going to show literally every single thing in between, coupled with the raw thumbnail that further validates and gives confidence to the viewer behind that if they're literally going to show everything because it's going to be a raw video, coupled with, again, the long duration of the video, which further gives confidence of, oh, he literally is actually showing everything. That makes it very, very enticing to click. So this was a validated format. It made sense why it was working so well. And we identified this before anybody else did in our niche. Why? Because we do hundreds of hours of research a week on YouTube and we're spotting these things straight away. And everybody else in the niche that we're in isn't doing that. So they're not spotting these as fast. And that's how we were able to come up with this video idea before anybody else could and execute it before anybody else could. Had we have been second to market with this, not only would we have got worse results, but also we would have been labeled as the copycat and we would have gave all the status to the person who was first in the market. Now everybody else in the market's trying to copy us because this is the most successful video in the entire niche in a long time. And all of that ultimately comes back to us because we were the originators, we were the creators of this. So that's how we come up with the video idea, but then how do we actually execute on the rest? Because the video idea is just a concept, and a concept isn't what gets you views. Executing on that concept with high potential correctly is what gets you the views. So how do we do that? Well, the title was very straightforward. We took the title of Speedrunning Entire Shopify Store, brackets I Show Everything, and simply adapted it to Speedrunning Cold Calls from $0 to first sale, brackets I Show Everything. We basically switched out the dream outcome for the target viewers. Our target viewers for this video being anybody who is looking to get into cold calling, whether it be a business who's looking to start cold calling and wants to learn how to be successful with it and also wants to see the sort of results they can expect, all the way to the actual cold callers or aspiring cold callers themselves who are sales reps, SDRs, etc., that want to make money with cold calling. And so it appeals to both of those markets, which is Glen Coco's target market because they're a sales platform both for the businesses and the sales reps. And so we decided the outcome would be taking cold calls from $0, literally nothing, to getting the first sale with cold calling, which appeals to both of them. And for the thumbnail, we simply made it look like a raw screenshot from the video as if we just didn't even care, and it was just the naturally selected thumbnail from YouTube. But actually, we were very intentional about this. We took a frame from the video that we believed was most interesting in terms of the background, and we also enhanced the colors for the colors to pop more. So you can see there's a lot of rainbow colors going on there, so it stood more out on the feed. And we took a specific pose of Micah where it looked like he was an in-action shot, really in thought, like he was saying something, which just sparks a little bit of curiosity of like, what's happening right now? It sounds like he's on a call and like something's going on, right? So it just sparks that additional bit of curiosity. So in combination with using the colors that allow us to grab attention effectively despite it being a raw thumbnail, and then also Micah like this makes the viewer wonder, why is he like that? Why is he positioned like that? Which then gets the viewer to read the title, and the title is what really sells them. The thumbnail doesn't do the selling. The thumbnail gets the attention and drives the curiosity to read the title, and the title does the selling. And the title is a very strong title. So that's how we packaged the video and how we decided on the packaging. And then it gets into the actual execution of the video. So now we have the title and thumbnail in place. The next step was to actually plan the video. And this was very important because if we executed the video wrong, the video would have not succeeded to the level that it would have. It might have got some views because of the idea being so strong, but it was very important that we met the expectation of the viewer whilst also staying in alignment with what was already proven to do well. And so we modeled off what had already worked with this speedrunning video that this guy did, but also some other inspiration from other videos that had worked well under this speedrunning format and this raw challenge style format. So as we looked at this video, we saw that he just went straight into it. First of all, you could see the raw nature of the video from the get-go, which met the expectation that was set in the title of thumbnail. And I won't go too deep into this, but when we studied this video at a high level, what we saw was that he went straight into the video with hooking them in, setting the expectations of what the viewer was going to get out of the video, and just went straight into it. And also the expectation of the title and thumbnail was met straight away in the hook, not just because of what he said, but also visually. You can see that it's raw from the get-go, which meets that expectation that he's going to show everything. Also, the video length being 2 hours long further confirms that it's literally going to be him showing everything. Even the viewer can hover over the autoplay and just see that he is showing everything, which you'd be surprised how many viewers actually do that. So we reverse engineered why this video worked, and then we modeled an outline for Micah, the creator recording the video, to model off of to make sure that he actually did this video right. This was everything from the high level of having the video references in here to setting the goal of the video that, we'll be screen sharing the entire process for cold calling and walking the viewer through the entire process of booking meetings and generating sales opportunities with cold calling, etc., etc., and key elements for the video to succeed. So it is essential that we have this to be raw, unscripted, mostly uncut body, which is the main meat of the video, where you go through the entire process of cold calling to get someone booked for a meeting where they get closed. Right? And we don't need everything 100% polished, etc., etc., etc. And so we even laid out the steps of what it could look like. And then we actually got to modeling the outline. First being the hook. So we looked at the hook of the reference video. This was the exact reference video we were taking reference from. And we looked at their hook and we thought, how can we take the same energy of why this worked and apply that to our video? The reference video's hook had a very raw nature to it, as if it was just very natural and casual, like he hadn't really thought it out. Like, okay, YouTube, so today we're going to be blah, 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 right? So that is not an optimal hook on YouTube. So we kind of did a similar thing, but we did make it more optimal. It sounded like it was unscripted, but it was in fact scripted. So we're like, okay, today we are going to be cold calling from scratch in a brand new business until we get our first sale. I'm going to handle everything from figuring out our ICP so we know who to call, to building the lead list, to crafting a simple but effective cold call script, and of course, cold calling, all the way until we actually make our first sale. And just before we start, what's so crazy about this is cold calling is still one of the most predictable and consistent ways to generate leads, blah, 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 blah. And you can see here, this was actually the final hook that we went with here too, right? So it has this very raw nature to it, but actually this was fully scripted and meticulously planned. So that was the hook, and then we also modeled the body out too. Now, for the body, we didn't actually model the structure of the reference video, because there was also another video that we saw work very, very well in this challenge style raw format, which was this video, which we actually made there. You just saw me pop up in the intro. We'll do a separate video breakdown on this one, because this video made multi 6 figures and also drove a lot of growth for this channel. This is one of our clients, Instantly AI. And we modeled off of this video because it worked very, very well, but the video also followed this same format of this raw challenge style format. So we modeled off of that, modeled why that video worked, with a mix of why this video worked too. This was the outline. We also have an NCTA with each video. So one thing that you can do to increase the results and increase the reach of your YouTube videos is by ultimately driving more session time, not watch time, but session time. So watch time is how long somebody watches a video for. Session time is how long somebody watches your channel for in a given session amongst certain videos. The metric that YouTube looks at to determine how much should we push this video is viewer satisfaction. Viewer satisfaction is a culmination of multiple different metrics, such as watch time, such as even click-through rate playing a part in that, like to view ratio, comment sentiment, so how positive are the comments, what are the percentage of comments that are positive, how many positive comments per 1,000 views, session time, like I just said. They also do surveys, etc., right? So every advantage that we can get to get our videos to get pushed more and get our channel pushed more and grow the channel more, we should take. And that is why, in the end, instead of telling people to like and subscribe, which ultimately doesn't actually serve the channel, because subscribes and these sort of things, like, they don't actually matter now with the YouTube algorithm. We're instead using that to push them to another video, which is one, going to build session time, and two, going to build more trust with us and ultimately convert people at a higher rate too. So that is by far the best thing you can do at the end of your video. So this was the outline. Now, also throughout this outline as well, we did say how to place Glen Coco, the product, in the video in a way that wasn't salesy, which is very important to do. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but we were able to present Glen Coco in a way that wasn't salesy whatsoever, and that's also what allowed it to convert very highly. So if we actually go to the video, you can see how this came to fruition. You can see we're foreshadowing what's going to happen in the video, and we even actually show him on calls with people. So you know that this is going to be a legit video and that he's actually going to close the deal. And I believe we did timestamp this video with when he closed the deal too. So straight away, the viewer knows this is actually legit. And if they wanted confirmation, they could skip to the point where he closed the deal and they would see that it was legit and they would be satisfied. Video is very simple in nature. Obviously, it's a more difficult video for a creator to do because they actually have to have the expertise to do it. This is one of those types of videos where it is more difficult because to be able to just make $700 in a couple of hours on command through cold calling, not everyone can do that. But not every video has to be like this. If you can do that, you should definitely do that type of video. If we look at this next video, I made 500,000 cold calls and learned this. How do we come up with that video idea? Again, we saw in a completely different niche this video here. I made 300 YouTube videos and learned this by Ed Lawrence. This is the most popular video on his channel, most successful outlier by far. And so we saw that, and we actually took this to another niche previously. I sent 10 million cold emails and learned this, 160,000 views. So we took this to the cold email marketing niche, which is a much smaller niche than cold calling and sales, really. And this video got 160,000 views. Now, with the fact that it was proven in the YouTube niche, and we took it from the YouTube niche and we proved it all the way in the cold email niche, we could have quite a bit of confidence that this would work in the cold calling niche if executed correctly. So that is how we came up with the concept of the video. You can also see that the thumbnail style we used, even the specific text, was the exact same as we used on the cold email video here. So if we go here, cold calling is effing easy. We were just taking what was already proven in a different niche and applying it to our niche. But this only worked because we were first to market with it, and we were only first to market with it because of this whole research system that we have and because we prioritize YouTube research so much. Now, after we came up with the concept of the video, the title, the thumbnail, that part was quite straightforward. Executing the video is also very important with this one. So what we found was with Ed Lawrence's video, we broke down why this video worked at the content level, not just the title and thumbnail level. And what we found was that Ed used a very high number of points in this video. He basically gave 20 to 40 actionable points, very high paced, on YouTube lessons effectively. And I find this very interesting because most people do these listicle videos with 5 to 10 points. So I have this hypothesis that that played a significant role in this video succeeding, and I applied that to this cold email video as well. We did 25 points in this video, and this video succeeded. So why would we change that for this video? We'd obviously keep that consistent, because if we change that variable, we're introducing too many variables that aren't data backed, and we're just increasing the risk of the video unnecessarily. So it's very important that you understand why the videos that you're taking inspiration from actually succeeded. I see a lot of people see a video succeed, they copy the title of it, assuming that's the reason why it worked, when actually it wasn't, and it was the execution of the video. And then their video flops, and they wonder why it flopped. So that's very important. And for this video, watch me book 10 sales calls in 10 hours. The reason why we made this one is because we saw for another channel that we run, we made this video, watch me start and sell a service in 10 hours, 430,000 views, most successful video for this channel. And this video we knew converted on the back end because we had the data to see that, and this video made multi six figures just from this video alone. But the reason why we made this video in the first place was because of this video, watch me make and sell a digital product in 10 hours from this channel there. I saw this video, big outlier on the channel, and instantly I knew why it succeeded. It was this challenge style format again of achieving a remarkable outcome, the desired state of the viewer, going from the state the viewer is currently in, which is oftentimes 0, to the desired state of the viewer, which in this case was selling a digital product and making money with digital products. The claim is that she did it within 10 hours. Now, as soon as a viewer sees a title like this, instantly skepticism is raised. And they are thinking, is this clickbait? Is this real? Am I going to watch this challenge and waste my time and realize that she actually failed the challenge or something like that? But that doubt is instantly removed from the way she packages the video. She has this lowercase title, which is as if she just casually wrote the title out and didn't even think about it, as if she doesn't even care if the video performs or not, and she's not a good YouTuber. And she also has this amateur-esque thumbnail where it's a shot from her iPhone. She's made this thumbnail probably in Canva and just put some white text on there. It doesn't really stand out too much. Isn't really YouTube optimal with all this color contrast to get attention. And she puts the proof of the payments in the thumbnail, right? But because of that aesthetic that she has created with the thumbnail, where it's very raw, authentic, and trust building, people believe that those payments are real, even if they might not be. So that creates a very strong value proposition and a very attractive click, because it's a very strong value proposition of the title and thumbnail, and it's packaged in a way that they actually trust that value proposition. And so the viewer clicks. And when they click, that expectation is met. You can even see it just by me hovering over the video through the aesthetic of the video. It's again recorded on an iPhone. It's very girly pop aesthetic editing, as if she's edited the video herself. It feels like she's just a homemade YouTuber, which again builds trust, but she's still doing strategic things. Like in the intro, she sets up these stakes where it's like, I bet my boyfriend that I could sell a digital product in 10 hours and he didn't believe me. So then we made this bet that I would do this if I couldn't do it, right? So with this whole stakes where they get bought into the challenge and they want to see if she actually completes it. And then it's got this whole storytelling arc of where she makes progress, but then she's not making the progress that she wants to be. And then her boyfriend comes in and he's like, I don't think you're going to make it, which then makes the viewer think, oh, is she going to make it? Is she going to make it? It's very intentionally done despite it looking very effortless. And so we reverse engineered that and we applied it to our video, which was the Watch Me Start and Sell a Service one, where you can see me pop up there and we make this whole bet where if he can't start a successful business, then he has to buy me a first class flight. This was all meticulously crafted, even though it seemed to be effortlessly made. And we did the exact same as well for Glen Coco's video. Again, we had these stakes in the beginning where if I go to the video, you can see straight away, we have this call with his friend and we have this whole setup, we have this whole storytelling arc, the exact same. So what is the underlying lesson here? YouTube research is by far the most important part of running a YouTube channel if you want to succeed. Yet most YouTube channels, most businesses on YouTube, and most YouTube agencies and experts don't even prioritize it. And this is why we're able to step into a niche, take channels from failing to becoming the top channels in their entire niche in literally a matter of months, like Glen Coco, who went from 0 to 10K subs in 60 days, became the fastest growing, most trending channel in the entire sales niche, and also closed 45K deals from the very first video. We're able to do that because we have more visibility than anybody else on what's working on YouTube and why these things are working. Therefore, we have better information than anybody else in our niche on what videos to make, what are the right videos to make, and then how do we make those videos right? What are the exact thumbnail concepts we test? How do we structure the video, etc. Even down to the editing style, right? Like for example, this video needed to have raw editing style because that's what we found from our research. And because of that better information, we are then able to make better decisions. And better decisions equal better videos in the eyes of the viewer, which is ultimately who we're making the video for, and the viewer's satisfaction is what determines whether the algorithm pushes your video or not, and therefore that results in us being the biggest channel in the niche and our videos getting pushed the most over our competitions and our videos getting clicked on the most over our competitions. That is ultimately what it comes back to. Yes, you need a system then to actually execute on that correctly. You need good thumbnail designers, you need a good video editor to execute on the vision of the video, you need to have good copywriting skills or have a good script writer to actually be able to craft that hook for you. But with enough research, you can get by. So if you just want us to run this entire process for you, we do hundreds of hours of research a week on YouTube. We spend over $50,000 per month on YouTube research and strategy alone. And the reason we're able to do that is because we're running 30 different channels currently as of the time recording this in different niches that are all highly successful. So we have the resources to do it. And not only that, but because we run 30 plus channels, we also have insider data on 100 videos that are highly strategic that we're posting every single month on these channels. And we have the insider data on which ones are getting the most views, but also which ones are converting the most in the back end. So we effectively have this data monopoly to where we can step into a niche and just have better information than anybody else, and it's not even close, and also have a better execution system to then take that concept that has that potential and execute on it flawlessly, removing all of the points of failure for you by doing the thumbnails for you, doing the scripting for you, guiding you through the recording process, doing the editing for you, uploading the videos, managing the channel, literally everything end to end for you. And that is how we're able to get the results that we get. So if you're a business or an expert and you want to become the top channel in your niche, because as a result of that, you understand that you are going to take majority market share in your niche and be able to book calls from YouTube, get clients, and a lot of our clients have added hundreds of thousands of dollars per month directly from YouTube, like Glen Coco, like Sam Polero, like Instantly AI, etc. The list goes on. Then you can go to the description. You can go to viewstoclients.com. You can book a call with me. You can reach out to me on my socials, whatever suits you best, and we can chat, see if it makes sense. And at the very least, you'll walk away with some ideas from our conversation on how to grow your channel. And also I'll give you some notes on what you could be doing better right now if you already have a channel. With that said, hopefully this video was valuable. I'll be doing these breakdowns very frequently of other channels and other specific videos that have been been successful. So if you like this video, then you can click this video here, which will be a similar video that you will definitely find a lot of value from. And you can also go to my channel and browse and see the other videos that we have. And yeah, best of luck with growing your YouTube channel.